The war between humans and the Zyran Dominion had turned the skies of Varian Prime red. The planet once had green forests and rivers that glowed in the dark, but now smoke covered everything. Metal ships burned in the sky, and the ground shook every time plasma fire hit the earth. Among the soldiers was Captain Aaron Cole, a man who never smiled. He had fought for years, seen his friends die, and learned that victory always came with a heavy price. To him, war was not about hate anymore, it was only about duty. He followed orders, fought when told, and protected those around him. That morning, his squad was sent to clear an old alien settlement. The intelligence team believed the Zyran had used it to store weapons. Aaron led his men across rocky ground filled with strange crystal spikes that shimmered faintly even under smoke and ash. "Keep your eyes open," he told his team. His voice was calm, steady, the kind that made others feel safe even in chaos. They entered the ruins, broken walls, burned alien symbols, and scattered tools. Everything looked abandoned. But Aaron felt something was wrong. His instincts told him they were not alone. Then he heard it, a faint sound like someone crying. He stopped and raised his hand. "Hold," he ordered. The soldiers froze. Aaron followed the sound until he reached a collapsed hut. There, hidden under shattered beams, was a small alien child. The creature had silver-blue skin and large golden eyes full of fear. Its small hands clutched a piece of torn cloth, maybe a mother's shawl. One of Aaron's soldiers shouted, "Sir, it's an enemy spawn." "We should—" Aaron lifted his hand sharply. "No one fires." The child whimpered and tried to crawl away, but its leg was caught under a beam. It was shaking, too scared to speak. Aaron slowly put down his rifle and moved closer, his armor clicking softly. "It's okay," he said quietly. "I'm not going to hurt you." The others exchanged uneasy looks. No one in the human army had ever seen a Zyran child this close before. They were told the aliens were dangerous and cold-hearted, but this one looked terrified and helpless. Suddenly, the ground shook. A bright flash exploded from the left side of the ruins. An enemy drone fired a plasma shell toward them. Aaron didn't think. He moved instantly, diving forward and covering the alien child with his body. The blast hit nearby. Heat and metal tore through the air. His armor cracked and pain shot through his shoulder. When the explosion faded, smoke filled the air. Aaron groaned and pushed himself up. The child under him was trembling, eyes wide open, alive. His squad ran toward him. "Captain, are you hit?" One shouted. "I'm fine," Aaron said through his teeth. He looked at the child. "It's okay. You're safe now." The child reached out a tiny hand and touched his arm, as if trying to understand why he had done it. That moment was small, but it would change his life forever. Hours later, Aaron woke up in the field medical tent. His shoulder was wrapped, and a medic told him he was lucky to be alive. The explosion had torn through half of his armor, but somehow he survived. Not long after, his commanding officer, Major Hart, entered the tent with a hard look. "You disobeyed orders, Captain," he said. Aaron sat up. "I saved a child. A Zyran child," Hart replied sharply. "That's the enemy, Cole. Do you understand what you've done?" Aaron frowned. It was just a kid. He wasn't holding a weapon. The Major exhaled heavily. "You don't know their customs. You touched their young. You shielded it with your own body. Among their kind, that means something." Aaron blinked. "What are you talking about?" "In Zyran culture," Hart explained, "when someone protects another's child with their own body, it's seen as a sacred act. It means you've accepted a bond, a life connection, and the child's mother is now bound to you by their law." Aaron was confused. "Bound to me? What does that even mean?" "It means," Hart said quietly, "she will come for you." That night, Aaron couldn't sleep. The camp was quiet except for the hum of generators and the distant sound of thunder. He stepped outside, needing air. The red sky had turned dark purple, and a faint wind blew through the ruined valley. He was thinking about the child, the way it had looked at him, the way it had reached for his hand. Maybe the war had made everyone forget that even enemies had children too. Then he felt it. Something watching him. He turned and saw her. A tall figure stood at the edge of the camp, partly hidden by shadows. Her skin shone faintly like polished silver under the moonlight. Her long hair moved like water, and her eyes glowed an eerie blue. She was beautiful in a strange, inhuman way, but there was nothing soft about her. Her presence felt like standing before a storm. Aaron froze. He didn't need anyone to tell him who she was. You, she said, her voice smooth yet cold. You shielded my child with your body. Aaron tried to speak, but his throat felt dry. Yes. I just wanted to keep him safe. You did more than that, she said, stepping closer. Among my people, such an act creates a bond stronger than blood. You have taken a vow without knowing it, he frowned. I didn't mean to take any vow. She tilted her head slightly, studying him. Intent does not matter. The act itself binds you. My son lives because of you. Your life is now tied to ours. Aaron's hand moved toward his sidearm, but something in her eyes stopped him. There was no hate there, only something he couldn't understand. Sorrow mixed with power. I don't belong to anyone, he said quietly. A faint smile touched her lips. Not yet, she whispered. But fate has already chosen. Before he could answer, her form shimmered and vanished, leaving behind only a faint trail of light in the air. Aaron stood there for a long time, heart pounding, unsure if he had imagined her. The next few days were strange. Every time enemy drones approached, their systems suddenly malfunctioned near his unit. Patrols reported seeing alien scouts watching the camp but not attacking. Some soldiers whispered that the Zyran woman had marked Aaron, and now the enemy refused to harm him. At first, Aaron ignored the rumors. But soon even he began to notice strange things. His weapon system sometimes powered down when he aimed into the forest. He would dream of silver light and a soft voice calling his name. Then one night, as he sat alone cleaning his rifle, a shadow appeared beside his tent. He turned and saw the alien child standing there. The child looked at him with glowing eyes. It held out a small pendant made of crystal and metal. When Aaron touched it, a wave of warmth went through his body. Images filled his mind. Mountains, moons, and the tall woman's face. He heard her voice again, soft and clear in his thoughts. You cannot run from what you've started. The bond is real. Come to me and I will explain what you have done. Aaron blinked, his heart racing. The child stepped back, nodded once, and disappeared into the dark. He sat there, staring at the pendant in his hand, realizing that his life had changed forever. He had gone from being a soldier fighting a war to being part of something far older and deeper than he could understand. Aaron Cole left the human camp before sunrise. He carried only his rifle, a few rations, and the small crystal pendant the alien child had given him. The wind was cold as he walked through the valley filled with red dust and broken metal. He didn't know exactly where he was going, but the pendant pulsed faintly in his hand like it was showing him the way. Every step he took made him think about what Major Hart had said. He didn't believe in alien customs or fate, but deep inside, he knew something had changed. The strange woman's voice still echoed in his mind. Her words were not just a threat. They felt like a pull, calling him somewhere far away. For 2 days he walked across the wasteland. He passed burned forests, destroyed ships, and the remains of both human and Zyran soldiers. The war had left nothing alive. But sometimes when the wind blew, he thought he heard a soft hum in the air like someone whispering his name. By the third night, he reached the mountains. The sky glowed faintly blue and strange plants grew among the rocks. The pendant in his hand shone brighter. He followed its light until he saw a cave at the base of a cliff. A soft silver glow came from inside. Aaron hesitated for a moment, then stepped in. The air inside was warm. Crystals grew along the walls, reflecting gentle light. In the center stood the alien woman, tall, elegant, her silver skin glowing softly. Her long hair moved like silk in the air, and her blue eyes fixed on him the moment he entered. You came, she said quietly. Aaron lowered his weapon but didn't let go of it. You called me. I didn't call, she replied. You answered a bond already made. He looked at her carefully. You keep saying that word, bond. What does it really mean? The woman walked closer. Her movements were slow and graceful, almost like floating. Among my people, when one shields another's child with their own body, they give more than protection. They give a part of their life force. That act connects both souls forever. Aaron frowned. So you think I gave a part of myself to your child? Her eyes softened. Not think, no. My son carries your strength now, and because of that, your essence is linked with ours. It cannot be undone, Aaron shook his head. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to save him. I know, she said gently. That is why it matters. Intent does not control the bond. The act itself does. For a moment, silence filled the cave. The crystals hummed softly. glowing brighter as if reacting to their presence. Aaron looked around, trying to calm his thoughts. He wasn't afraid, but the feeling was strange, like he was standing between two worlds. Finally, he spoke again. "What happens now?" The woman's expression changed slightly. "Now you must understand who you are to us." She raised her hand. The air shimmered and a vision appeared between them. Aaron saw a memory, the moment he had shielded the child. But this time from another view. He saw the alien mother watching from far away, too far to reach them before the explosion. She saw him dive to protect her child. She saw his pain, his blood, his sacrifice. Then the vision faded. "I watched you that day," she said softly. "I thought humans had no mercy. I thought your kind only destroyed, but you gave everything to save someone you didn't know. You broke what we believed about your race." Aaron didn't know what to say. He stared at her, feeling both proud and uneasy. "What are you going to do with me?" She smiled faintly, but it wasn't cruel. "At first I wanted to take you, to make you answer for the bond. But then I realized the bond was not a punishment. It was a gift." He blinked. "A gift?" She nodded. "In our world, such a bond means shared life. If one dies, the other feels it. If one suffers, the other dreams of it. We are connected now, human. You may leave if you wish, but your spirit will always return." Aaron looked away. "You don't understand. My people will never accept this. They already think I'm a traitor for saving your child. And my people," she said, "see you as something sacred. They call you Kor Anvel, which means the soul who binds through mercy." He gave a small, tired laugh. "That's a long name for someone who doesn't know what he's doing." Her lips curved slightly. "You may not understand, but destiny rarely asks permission." Suddenly the ground shook. A loud explosion echoed outside. Aaron ran to the mouth of the cave. In the distance, human aircraft were bombing the mountain. The military must have tracked him. "They followed me," he muttered. "They think you captured me." The woman's face turned serious. "Then they will destroy everything." Aaron turned to her. "You have to get your people out of here." She shook her head. "This is sacred ground. I cannot leave it." "Then we'll both die," Aaron said. She looked at him for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "Perhaps that is the fate the bond demands." Aaron didn't agree. He ran outside, grabbed his communicator, and tried to contact the bombers. "This is Captain Cole. Cease fire. There are civilians here." No answer came. The bombing continued. He turned back toward the cave. The alien woman was holding the child, her son. The little one's eyes glowed softly as if sensing fear. Aaron's heart raced. He couldn't let them die. He had already protected the child once. He couldn't fail now. He ran to them. "You said our lives are connected, right?" She nodded slowly. "Yes, then trust me," he said. "If you stay, we both die. But if you follow me, maybe we live." For a moment she hesitated. No Aaron had ever followed a human into danger before. But then she looked at her child, then at Aaron, and something in her heart changed. She nodded. Together they ran through the tunnels as explosions shook the mountains. Aaron guided them through the smoke and falling rocks. The woman's energy shields flared bright, protecting them from debris. At one point, a blast wave knocked Aaron down, but the child ran to him, grabbing his arm. When he stood up, he realized the bond wasn't just spiritual, it was real. He felt the child's fear as his own, and the mother's strength flowed through his limbs. They reached an opening that led to the valley below. Human drones hovered above, searching. Aaron took out a flare and fired it into the air, flashing the emergency code for friendly presence. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then, one of the aircraft stopped firing. A voice came through his communicator. "Captain Cole? Is that you?" "Yes," Aaron shouted. "Stop the attack. I'm with survivors." The bombing stopped. Smoke cleared slowly. The alien woman looked at Aaron in disbelief. "You risked your life again for us." Aaron smiled faintly. "Guess I have a habit." Later that night, the three of them hid near a quiet stream in the valley. The bombing had ended and the human command had ordered a ceasefire for that area, thinking they might recover a captured officer. Aaron knew it wouldn't last long, but for now they were safe. The child slept beside a rock holding the glowing pendant. The woman sat nearby, watching the stars. Aaron sat down next to her. "What happens now?" he asked quietly. She didn't answer for a while. Finally, she said, "Our bond will remain as long as we live. I will not harm your people again. You have shown me that mercy exists even in war. He nodded. And me? She turned to him, her eyes glowing softly. You will always be part of my world now, Aaron Cole. Even if you go back to your kind, our spirits are joined. When you dream, you will see the stars of my home. Aaron looked at the sleeping child. He'll grow up knowing that a human saved him. And I, she said softly, will remember that a human changed me. For a moment, silence filled the air. The war, the pain, the hate all felt far away. Only the stars and the soft hum of the alien crystals filled the night. Aaron smiled faintly. Maybe someday our worlds won't need soldiers like us. She looked up at the sky. Maybe. But until then, remember this, you are not my prisoner, human. You are my bond. He didn't know what to say. Words felt too small for what they shared. When dawn came, Aaron walked back toward human territory, leaving the alien mother and child hidden where they would be safe. But as he went farther, he felt a soft warmth in his chest, a connection that pulsed gently, reminding him she was still there. And in the mountains, the alien woman stood watching him go. The wind moved through her hair as she whispered, "Go, human soldier, but know this, our bond is forever."